Why would he look at the people who live in it every day and say, do you see this? I think probably somebody was like, well, yeah, bro, we live here. We walk over this every day. We live in this every day. So why would he take that time to say you see when obviously on some level they do see? I think maybe a couple of reasons. One, because I think they may have become accustomed to it. It's just where we live. It's just how it is. We deal with it every day. What's going to change? Yeah, that's the way the world is. How's it going to change? And so they've just adapted their lives and they've become immune to it. They've become blind to the situation that are around them. It doesn't look as disastrous anymore. It doesn't look as hopeless anymore because it's just where they live. And I think, again, it was easy for us sometimes to do the same thing in our lives. Well, yeah, the world's a mess. Ha, ha, ha. No, the world is a mess and dying and going to hell. It's not funny. It's not funny. And too many times, I think we just live in these bubbles and we become desensitized. It's like when you, and I'm not talking about my children, because I was one of them as well, but talking about them with me. But it's like when you're a 12, 13-year-old boy, and your mom comes in the room and says, it stinks in here. And you're like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like this sock and axe and I don't even know what food smell, right? Maybe animals, I don't know. And there's this smell. But when you're 13, you're just like, it's fine to me. Why? Because you've been living in your own stink. But my mom did that to me too. Listen, I'm not talking about him. That's me too. I stunk, man. My mom what is wrong with you? I don't know. Here's the thing, church. Too many times we're willing to live in our own stink. Too many times, even in our personal lives, we're not willing to look at our lives and say, this isn't right. We're not willing to look at our marriages and our families and our homes and say, this isn't right. We're not willing to look at our own heart and say, listen, my heart's a disaster right now. We've become so accustomed to living in our own sin and in our own mess that it's just become reality. We as a church have become so used to living in the sinfulness that's all around us, we're desensitized to it. And some of us need one of those moments to say, do you see it? Do you see that there's sin in your life? Do you see that you need to repent? Do you see that your marriage is falling apart? Do you see that your family's in distress? Do you see that you're struggling? Do you see that this isn't good? Do you see that those lost people who are just lost people are lost people on a direct path to eternity, separated from God in a hot hell? Oh, they're just lost. They're damned. There's a difference. Something has to move us somewhere, doesn't it? Somehow we have to look at that around us and quit stepping over those who are suffering. Sometimes we have to look at our own church. We have to quit looking at people and you say, they're probably okay. Maybe they're not okay. We do that. We just come in and we just literally step over people. Well, they're probably all right. I don't want to get involved. They're hurting. They're suffering.